Today I am gonna talk about verbal dyspraxia. I have a thing here on the laptop because we already had it open on the laptop and I didn't want to put it on the iPad, which is a little inconvenient. But well, it's faster than getting it on the iPad. But yeah, verbal dyspraxia is a sub-thing of dyspraxia. I think you can only have verbal dyspraxia, but I'm not fully sure about that. We definitely also have verbal dyspraxia, but we have almost every symptom of dyspraxia that there is. So yeah, but verbal dyspraxia affects the ability of a child to produce speech. Verbal dyspraxia can also be referred to as dyspraxia, developmental verbal dyspraxia, childhood apraxia of speech, or developmental apraxia of speech. Not sure what the difference is between apraxia and dyspraxia. I know there is one and we looked into it, but I'm not fully sure what it was. Verbal dyspraxia is speech disorder that can start to show when a child is learning to speak. Obviously, you don't know before that because the child can't speak yet, and obviously, if a child has troubles learning to speak or just speaking, it will come to the front when they learn how to speak. A child with a person with this verbal dyspraxia has difficulty planning and coordinating their movement of muscles used to produce the right speech sounds or words. So we have difficulty controlling the muscles in our tongue, in our lips, in our jaw, stuff here, anything that you need to use to make sounds, words, stuff like that, you can have difficulty controlling when you have verbal dyspraxia. We definitely had a lot of difficulty. I think mostly with our tongue. I think we mostly had difficulty with our tongue and still do sometimes. Because we didn't outgrow this. You don't fully outgrow this. You can learn to speak well, but you don't really outgrow it fully. But yeah, there is no actual damage to the person's nerves or muscles used in speech. So there's no damage. We just don't know how to control them well. Yeah, is that clear? I hope it's clear. There's no obvious cause for verbal dyspraxia. Just like there's no obvious cause for dyspraxia in general, because otherwise they wouldn't know what causes it, but we don't know, so yay. The signs and symptoms for verbal dyspraxia are also listed here. But again, this is just a sub-part of dyspraxia. This is not only what dyspraxia is. This is only verbal dyspraxia. But the signs and symptoms for verbal dyspraxia are gonna have difficulty making sounds or repeating sequences of sounds or words. Is that like we have that we can't say certain words? Is it that, or is it just one specific sound? You can make different mistakes when they say the same word. That's another symptom. So you can say one word wrong in one way, And then when you try to say it again, you'll get the part that you first said wrong right, but then you get another part of the word wrong. Like that. You can have difficulty with normal intonational patterns. Oh, for example, speaking in a monotone, placing equal stress on each syllable words. You can have a very limited vocabulary. I don't think we fully have that. Well, we don't know that many. We know quite a bit of words, but not as much as you would expect, maybe. We also just forget words sometimes. Like out of the blue, we'll forget the English word for police. We literally had that. We forgot the English word for police for like months. Or was it cop? No, we knew the word cop. We didn't know the word police. Even though we already watched a ton of crime shows and stuff, we had forgotten the word for police. Yeah. At some point we finally knew again, just popped up again in the brain. Or we saw, or you read it somewhere or something like that. But yeah, we forgot the word police. So yeah, forgetting words doesn't really help with a big vocabulary. You can speak more slowly than other children. You can speak more slowly than other people your age and use more pauses and fewer words. And you can make searching movements with your lips and tongue when trying to say sound. Whenever you're unsure about how you say a certain word, we'll say it super slowly and may repeat some part of the word to make sure that we say it correctly, and we will do that, like searching. I'm trying to think of like an English example of a word that we always say wrong. But, well, I can just do it with a random word as well, I guess. But for example, with apparently, it would be like apparently, it will go like that. We can have that with any word. Also, words that we know how to pronounce, but then suddenly we don't remember how to pronounce it. It will look like that. Which, makes it seem like we're unsure we're saying the right word. Which sometimes we are, but then we'll be more like, apparently, is that the right word? We'll say it like that instead of apparently. We do the last one only if we're unsure of how to pronounce the word. And then we have words that we know we say wrong, like asparagus and the Dutch word for psychology and stuff. There are just some set words that we always say wrong, and we know that, so we just say them wrong because it can't be bothered trying to remember how to say it right, because we'll say it wrong anyway. So we just say it wrong, like, or we are with someone who already knows we say it wrong, so they don't correct us, or we're like, yeah, I know we said it wrong, like, we know we said it wrong, but we don't know how to say it right, so please don't correct us. Something like that. We first didn't really mind people correcting us and how we say certain things, but then slowly, bit by bit, more it happened. We just got very frustrated by those people who were like, don't correct us. We know we're saying it wrong. Don't correct us. Please. It's super annoying. We heard it a ton. If we could say it right, we would, but we can't. So, yeah. If you see a struggle with how with how to say it, then you can tell us if we said it wrong or right. But if we just normally say like any other word, then don't correct us because we know. I mean, if you don't understand what we said, of course you can ask. We're not always the best at articulating. We sometimes still don't articulate well. We had a lot of help with that as well. Let's see, what is it? What's it called in English? Speech therapist? Huh. Well, I guess that's what it's called. We have a special word for it in Dutch. But I guess it's speech therapist in English. But yeah, we went to multiple speech therapists. One when we were like 3 or 4 years old. That's for really learning how to talk. When we were first learning how to talk, there was a time when we just didn't speak at all. We wouldn't speak. We would only look at people and point to what we wanted, and they would know. So Loki says that they were psychic at that point. Well, we were psychic because Loki wasn't there yet then. But yeah, that we were psychic because we could let other people know what we want to without saying a word. And apparently we also had a friend with whom we could play for hours without saying a single word. Now that takes some skills, but yeah, that's because we couldn't talk well. And our dad sent us to a speech therapist so we would learn how to say things. The best memory I have of that is like we had a little ball paper that we had to put on our tongue and then say the letter L. We had to do that as one of the exercises, so we really had to learn how to say every single thing, apparently. But yeah, and then later on in early high school, we went to another speech therapist, mostly for English sounds, like the TH sound, yeah, kind of TH. Well, yeah, the TH sound. We were told kind of how you need to make it like it's what was it? And something like an S sound. I know, but that speech therapist really said it's like this sound combined with this sound and then in this way done in your mouth. And we really had to practice again and again just to get it right. So yeah, we've gone to multiple speech therapists. We're not ashamed of that. We know we have trouble speaking. We don't care. We're used to it. Let's see. There are also some key points here to remember. Also, this video might be a bit all over the place. It's my first video, and I'm normally also all over the place. Besides, Barry was also a bit all over the place in the this video. So now you can see how we're all different and we all have a different style of making videos. Hey! But yeah, key points to remember when it comes to verbal dyspraxia in a person. A person with verbal dyspraxia cannot voluntarily coordinate their muscles to produce speech, but there is no damage to their muscles used in speech. I already said that. Second, they may have difficulty making normal speech sounds, a limited vocabulary, or a delay in language development. Yeah, we definitely have delay in language development, and we definitely also have difficulty making normal speech sounds. I don't know what counts as a limited vocabulary. Probably that one too. Is that the parents coming home? I hope not. Also, if you have concerns about this person's speech and language, speech pathologists can diagnose and treat verbal dyspraxia. Yeah, that's all. Logical things. But yeah, the parents are home, so I need to stop filming. So yeah, hopefully you learned something. If you have any questions about this, please leave them down below in the comments. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to follow us on social media, you can. It's down in the description and on the end screen. If you want to see more of our videos, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified